Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. This is Life in Denver. Today, we want to be covering for you guys the top 5 areas we could think of that are going to be some great options as far as finding a good starter home at a reasonable price point. Because again, some people want new builds, some people want, an existing home, and it's always, proximity and locations a consideration as well. So with that being said, I wanted to jump into the top 5 locations for getting a great starter home out here in Denver, Colorado. All right guys, so first up on our list is Englewood, Colorado. This is a great location because what's really, really nice about Englewood is you have 15, 20 minutes to downtown Denver depending on traffic. So awesome proximity at that reasonable starter home price point as we call out, because we're here actually literally in Englewood right now, ironically, and we're driving by a bunch of stuff, looking up different listings in the area, a ton of stuff here in the 500,000s, just because that is that sweet spot. It's hard to find something nice in a good location in the 500s. Englewood checks that box. It's great because you're close to the city, you're close to the mountains, and there's a ton of local stuff here, a ton of just commercial development that you're not waiting on some of these, underdeveloped areas that you're finding in that $400,000 to $500,000 price point. Usually when you're getting that, it's somewhere deep on the outskirts where it's going to be a little bit tricky, where you're kind of just, you're making that sacrifice up front of saying like, hey, look, maybe my quality of life's a little bit hit right now, but I know it's going to be a great, appreciation and investment for the long term. So you kind of just live with it. But Englewood, you're not really sacrificing there. You have everything you need from Costco, from Target, from, Walmart. You got a great golf course.
Golf course, exactly.
Right
That's what I was
Costco.
going to say.
You got Broken T Golf
favorite.
Course. Literally right same street, right next to each other, and beautiful views of the mountains out here too. So it's like Englewood is a phenomenal spot. Really, really checks that box across the board.
There's also a lot of outdoor stuff too. So if you want to get outdoors and you love riding your bike, definitely do. Yeah, you could definitely go outside. Enjoy bike trails. Take your dogs. A lot of dog parks. Also too, if you have little ones, there's a cool little water park, Pirates Cove out here as well. So definitely something to do for everybody. So there is a lot of development, and it is more mature in its stage, and so definitely great options in terms of shopping, dining, going out, having a good time, grabbing drinks along South Broadway. Definitely a great option for young professionals or people who are really looking to kind of be close to the city, but not so much as so they're in the heart of the city. So definitely a great option. Also too, what you're finding is it's not like a new build sometimes, where like new builds, not just the houses, but everything around them is kind of like very chainy, very commercially, and just like nothing unique to it a lot of the time. And that's cool sometimes, but like Englewood has a lot of historic stuff here, a lot of mom and pop shops, a lot of just one of a kind restaurants and bars and little coffee shops that you're not going to find in some of these other areas. So it's cool on that front, as well as great the fact that it's just south of Denver, to where you can pick up the highway and hop into the mountains, versus if you're east of the city, we always call it out. It's not a bad spot, but it is a longer trip to the mountains. So if mountains are important to you, Englewood might be your first place that's a great option to consider for a starter home. All right, so heading out east, guys, if you're looking for something that, you may necessarily, there we go, yes, you need the space. You're looking for something a bit newer, more space, you're looking for a new build community, we would definitely go with Aurora. And one of the biggest things too is there's a massive,
the home of new
yeah,
builds.
exactly, the home, yes, exactly. There is a massive redevelopment. The Aurora Highlands is actually up and coming and still in early phases of development for many of the builders out there. And it offers, that more modern touch and modern feel of, the lots are a little bit smaller, I would say, but the homes are also a much larger, right? You're looking at,
if you need that extra space and you can't live with a 1,200 square foot house like you would find here in Englewood, Aurora is what will give you that option. Again, you're sacrificing a little bit on the location side just because getting in the mountains is further, but as far as the home you're getting, way more bang for your buck as far as the home you're getting, and just way more space, frankly, if you need to raise that family. You don't feel like, hey, now I have one kid, now I gotta sell my house and buy another house. Because it's like, you wanna be in there for at least a few years. So if kids are in the equation, if you're starting to look to, build a family, Aurora is great. And they're always throwing up a new school in most of these new build communities as well. So you're getting a great school there as well. So just, Aurora is a great find.
And one of the cool things too about, Aurora is you do still have access to downtown. So downtown is about 35 minutes. If you are in traffic hour, I do expect to be about 45 minutes, but you do catch I-70, which is one of the major highways that goes east and west, and you can get to downtown. You can get to the Highlands. You can get to other areas that are definitely, more, I'd say, great developed and great. Yeah, a lot of different options in terms of, being able to get around. And then you have access to E470, which is a toll, which will actually take you to like the Southlands, which is, I'd say, Aurora's spot to go and get all your shopping and, you know, go to the movie theater, get, you know, outdoors ice rink skating, anything for the activities. Yep, exactly. And so definitely perks in terms of living out east and looking, you know, for something that's necessarily more affordable in terms of budgeting and in terms of what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'll take digs at Aurora just because Monique lives there and I like to tease her about it. But realistically, I have to say Aurora is one of the best bangs for your buck you're going to find in the entire metro. And it's just one of those deals where, like we just touched on, like, you know, maybe you have to wait on the surrounding area to be a little more developed. And if you're cool with that, you're going to get some of the best return you can get out there, just because you're not finding much where you're getting a brand new house for like $400,000 or $500,000. It's a rare find. And so Aurora does check that box and it gives you more space. So again, at the end of the day, you know, reach out anytime. We are realtors. We're always looking out for your guys' wants and needs. So we try and give you variety across the board of whatever it is your specific situation, what your need is. Some people, Englewood's the spot. Some people, Aurora's the spot. And we got 3 more hidden in the back here for you guys as well. So we'll see what checks the box for you, but there is something out there for everybody. All right, and shooting up just a little bit more further north from Aurora is Commerce City. And this is gonna be very close to Aurora as far as what you're gonna find. There is one neighborhood I wanted to highlight here though, Reunion, which is cool because I will say this is one of those new build communities, although it's a new build, it just has a lot more character to it than some of these other ones, I'll say. Like, it's very pretty. It's got a big lake in the center, a big red barn, just nice walking trails. And it just feels more established than some of these places where you can tell it was literally just an open field. They slapped a bunch of houses on it. And not to say like they don't make it nice, but it doesn't have that same character that like an older established neighborhood's gonna have, or even like what Reunion has. Like Reunion is a new build, but it feels nice. They have a cool little center with like a nice little coffee shop. Yeah, it's got like a nice little community area where everybody gets together in the neighborhood. And something about that neighborhood just feels good to me. I don't know, you show up and you get a certain vibe off of it. I really, really like Reunion. I feel like that is one of those places where you're finding crazy deals. Like we saw some homes there starting in like the high 300s. And obviously you throw some options in there and maybe you're looking at the low 4s, but new home in the Denver Metro in the low 4s with a garage, I'll call out too. So this could be a good alternative to someone who's maybe considering the space up Englewood, but maybe wants a new build. We're finding some new builds there that are on the smaller side. So some stuff around like that, you know, 1,200 square foot area. And if that's enough space for you, but maybe you don't want an older ranch, you want a newer home, maybe Commerce City's that option because that checks that box as well. So a ton of different options across the board as far as whatever you want. There's always something in any area. It's just going to be, you know, tracking it down. So we've done our research. We're happy to try and fill in the gaps for you guys on anything you're looking for, but there's a ton of great options out there. There really is.
All right, and today I don't need my compass because I'm not directionally challenged, but we're gonna shoot straight over west from, you know, Commerce City and Aurora, which is Arvada. And interestingly enough, Joe, I used to live in Arvada back when I'm not gonna share how long ago because I don't, you know, age, that's it. When I was younger, much younger, I did live in Arvada. There we go, yes, exactly. So definitely used to live in Arvada. And one of the cool things about Arvada that I will say before I touch on price points is the accessibility to downtown, because you do have that too, but the accessibility to downtown and being able to use, you know, the light rail and being able to get on the train to access downtown, to access DIA, to access a bunch of different, you know, corridors if you are living in that western side of Arvada. So definitely one of the coolest, like, unique things. And yes, as Joe, you stole my thunder, thank you, the history, right? The history behind Arvada.
The mills and all that
exactly. Yep. I think it's pretty interesting and, you know, a very unique sense, and it also has very unique character. But one of the biggest things about Arvada too is the price point, obviously, since we're talking about it, the ability to find like a single family home, right? And looking for a bigger space, looking for, you know, some locations do have 2-car garages. You also do have some new builds in West Arvada, but that is a slightly more premium price point. So we really want to focus kind of on the eastern side of Arvada, where you are finding, you know, lower price points and entry price points for what you're looking for.
Definitely. And obviously, like, you're sacrificing something in most of these areas, not like a major thing, but just to kind of check the boxes, right? So like, whether it's Englewood, maybe you're finding smaller houses, whether it's maybe Aurora and Commerce City, maybe a little further from the mountains. With Arvada, you're close to the mountains.
That's true.
The schools out there, they're not bad, but they're not gonna be up to par as some of the surrounding suburbs. So that's why you're just finding that reflected. We always say how obviously schools impact, you know, home resale. Arvada schools rank a little bit lower than some of the surrounding suburbs. So if schools maybe aren't that important to you, this could be your hidden little find to where you jump in at a good price and you don't pay that premium that the surrounding suburbs have, because it's a cool mountain town, great proximity to the mountains and downtown.
It also has a cute little historic downtown.
It's got a great downtown. It really, really does. Yeah,
really like unique feel in terms of history, right? Being the history.
Good restaurants and everything. Like Arvada across the board is a great find. The one thing that I've seen some people complain about is maybe the schools are like, you know, a B versus an A or something, right? And they're like, oh, no, it's not gonna work for me, because schools can be very important, and if that's your thing, maybe Arvada is not that. But there's really nothing major in any of these areas. We're just trying to find something that is gonna be a great price point, and just there's something you're compromising on, but across the board, everything else is checked. So if you can live with that one compromise, all great options for you guys. It really, really is. All right, so next one to call out for you guys, is Lakewood, Colorado. So Lakewood is another one on the west side. We wanted to have just variety across the board. So 2 on the west, 2 on the east, 1 to the south. You got, you know, directions everywhere. But Lakewood's really cool in the sense that that is, again, 15, 20 minutes if you're on the eastern side of Lakewood to downtown. It's similar to Englewood in the sense that it was a original suburb. So you're finding kind of a lot of those older style ranches. So if you like Englewood, you'll probably like Lakewood in the same sense, just the fact that they have a very similar feel to them. What I like about Lakewood though is it has some really, really nice just modern areas to it as well. So although it's got some historic areas to it, like Belmar is really cool. Yeah, that's a great little shopping area. Again, you know, Whole Foods, Target, you know, great restaurants there.
I love some boba tea there. They have like a little boba tea and they have a little thing.
Like there's no like downtown Lakewood per se, but Belmar is as close as you're getting. A lot of cool little shops you can walk, all the little F45, yoga studios, all that kind of junk. So all your fitness needs are in there.
They also have a big cinema. Yeah. They also have like a bowling alley. So definitely great options in terms of if you have kids, and then during the winter, they
townhomes there too are an option. So like if you want to live in that area and you don't need necessarily the entire size of a single family, townhomes are a great option for you guys there too, in that kind of entry-level price point to where it's still reasonable. So there's that. And you know, if you are trying to budget up above that entry-level price point, I know this video is kind of targeted on that, you do have a lot of nicer new builds out there too that are more on the western side, and as you go more west it always gets pricier, but Solterra's out there as well. So a lot of fun stuff in the area. You can access Bear Creek Lake over there. You actually have pretty good proximity even to Red Rocks up there over in Morrison too. So a lot of great stuff in the local area. If you choose Lakewood as your home, you'll definitely not be disappointed. There's a lot of parks, just a lot of fun outdoor stuff to do there in the summertime.
All right guys, so we've hit every direction. My compass is kind of going all crazy, but I did want to call out a bonus area, which is Thornton. Thornton is definitely, there you go, can't leave the north out. Straight north, right? We've talked about northeast, we've talked about northwest. I want to go straight north. Thornton, right? One of the biggest things about Thornton too is there's a lot of development going on in Thornton. So you definitely have access to the Thornton outlets, a lot of up and coming locations in terms of, you know, the water park, different options.
Water World, right?
Water World,
yeah. And what's the other one? Top Golf.
Top Golf. And so definitely some great options in terms of getting out and enjoying what Thornton does have to offer in the meantime, because it is undergoing development, but it is a great option if you are looking to get in under, you know, that $600,000 price point. So definitely a good option to look into, and definitely, you know, offers a different kind of feel than all the other cities, but definitely one I wanted to include just because can't leave out the north.
Got to give a direction for you guys. But with that being said, we hope you guys enjoy this. We hope this is a little bit valuable for you and just give you some direction. Any wants, needs, any questions specific, throw a comment. We'll look at whatever area you guys want to look at, but always just trying to think of, you know, if it was us and we didn't know the area, what would be beneficial. So we're giving you an option in every direction on the compass for Monique. So we hope this was a good one for you guys.
Guys, we love making these videos for you, but please let us know if you have any real estate needs. Contact us at the information on your screen, and we look forward to hearing from you guys.
Talk to you guys on the next one.